My dog.
His channel has 500,000 subscribers, and his videos have been viewed 35 million times.
Millions of dollars in luxury vehicles were auctioned off.
The former owner of those vehicles, a YouTuber.
Omar Carrasquillo is a man who's a local fella. He seems to have made it pretty big on YouTube, but a raid of his home last week in New Jersey would appear to be a source of trouble for him. Carrasquillo, a 33-year-old YouTube sensation also known for web hosting, has clearly gained the aggressive focus of investigators. He's being investigated for alleged tax evasion and copyright infringement. The source claims the feds also seized pricey jewelry and all the money in his bank accounts.
In this video, you are going to understand how Omi In, a Hellcat, made millions selling a streaming TV service and exactly how he did it. Click like, subscribe, and get in the comments. Before he was an internet sensation with diamond-encrusted jewelry and a fleet of Lamborghinis, Bill Omar Carrasquillo was a man trying to escape the shadow of the Philadelphia streets. To understand how he built a $50 million empire that eventually drew the full attention of the FBI, we must examine the mechanics of his operation.
I talked to somebody real powerful in Hollywood. He says, I'm gonna tell you something. You made a lot of noise just sitting on your couch. Imagine if you got up and lived a little. He said you will be on top of the world.
Omar grew up in a household where street life was the family business. His father, a high-ranking figure in the Philly drug trade, taught him how to handle narcotics at the age of 12.
My dad's always been like a high-ranking person. He ran Philly for a long time.
It's Omi In the Hellcat block right here. It's real house. That's his crib right there, that first joint.
By his teenage years, Omar was following the same path, resulting in his first arrest at 16. However, the birth of his son, who was diagnosed with autism, changed his trajectory. He realized the streets offered no longevity, especially after a deal gone bad in 2014 where he was robbed of $30,000, money that turned out to be a box of newspaper.
And that's what the I get from, I'm a gamer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no bitch ass nigga either, I'm gonna get it in. But at the end of the day, it's like, that wasn't my lane, that wasn't my calling. So what the fuck am I indulging in this business for? I went back home and I told my girl at the time, I'm like, I would never sell again. I'm done. I lost everything, bro.
Before we find out exactly what he did to turn a low-price electronic device into millions, we first need to look at how he started. Let's explain. Omar began with low-level tech hustles, burning popular video games onto blank discs and selling bootleg DVDs.
I'm at the movies making me a bootleg DVD. My wire ain't had this yet, so I had to make it myself. Let me know who want this. It's only $5. And this bootleg called Thor. No More Thunder.
But as streaming services like Netflix and Hulu rose to prominence, physical media became obsolete. He noticed a new opportunity in Amazon Fire Sticks. He began buying these devices for $50, jailbreaking them, and preloading them with content to resell for $150.
I'm like, yo, I'm making 5 bands a week. I ain't making no 5 bands a week. I said, I swear to God, off these Fire Stick things. Then, 2 months later, I'm making $15,000. Then a month later, after that, 3 months later, I'm making $30,000 a week. Then $40,000 a week. Then $100,000 a week. Damn, $200,000 a week, $300,000 a week, $400,000 a week. I'm like, what the f am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're in Philly at this time?
Yeah, I'm still in Philly.
In the hood. Living a regular life.
In the middle.
Under the alias Targeting 1080p, he became a prominent figure in the Kodi community, a platform used to develop third-party streaming applications. This early persona allowed him to connect with developers and transition from selling physical sticks to a much more lucrative model, IPTV.
Yo, believe it or not, this background pic that you guys are actually seeing is the new house that I actually bought in Florida. So this is the actual picture of my house, and you guys will see it once I'm down there living. We're gonna get into every detail of what happened, what's been going on, and people think that it's the taffy edition when they said I left Gears. It's true. It was a good amount of money, and why not? It's gonna be running exactly the same way it was running before, guys. It's running amazing, running fantastic. But like I said, I got my eyes on new things. Like, Reloaded was something that, Gears TV should have turned into.
To understand why this was so profitable, we must look at the specific business model of Gears TV. IPTV, or Internet Protocol Television, is the delivery of television content over the internet rather than through traditional satellite or cable. While services like YouTube TV exist, Omar's Gears TV offered a radical alternative. He provided users with hundreds of live channels, premium sports, and pay-per-view events for as little as $15 a month. IPTV, or Internet Protocol Television, is the delivery of television content over the internet rather than through traditional satellite or cable. While services like YouTube TV exist, Omar's Gears TV offered a radical alternative. He provided users with hundreds of live channels, premium sports, and pay-per-view events for as little as $15 a month. Let me explain the technical process he used to get this content. The operation was surprisingly simple but highly effective. Omar purchased legitimate individual subscriptions to cable and satellite providers like Comcast and Dish Network. Once he had the active cable boxes, he used decoders to strip the encrypted signals. He then captured that media, sent it to his own private servers, and rebroadcast it to his subscribers via his custom app.
It was $15 when it was this amount of stuff. And then once it started rising, the bills started rising. It started to get real heavy. And the only way to help that was, there was a new service that was coming out. The new service is going to be called Players Club. All right, this is the God honest truth. The new service is going to be called Players Club. Now, at the time, I had a guy named Jason Lloyd working on Gears TV with me. He stole the name, the Players Club, and left and started his own shit. So he stole it. So that's when Reloaded TV came. That's when I was like, hey, let's name it Reloaded.
The scale of this was massive. By 2017, Gears TV had amassed over 100,000 monthly subscribers. At $15 per person, Omar was generating $1.5 million in revenue every single month. He eventually claimed to have sold the app to an anonymous group for $40 million before launching a new, improved service called Reloaded TV.
And then, Reloaded just started taking off. It's a rap, now it's a rap label. I'm actually opening a Reloaded clothing store in Philadelphia. Reloaded is just, everything is Reloaded.
As the money poured in, the public profile grew, and so did the scrutiny. In 2019, Omar rebranded his YouTube channel to Omi In, a Hellcat.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Documenting a lifestyle that seemed impossible for a simple app developer. He was buying mansions, tour buses, and high-end jewelry with cash. This humble bragger persona may have been his downfall. He drew the attention of authorities, who were skeptical of how he could be living this type of lifestyle.
Omi in a Lambo? Nah. Nothing things are number one, right? Is don't jump off your path to go jump into something else, and that's something that I tend to do all the time. Like right now, my path is going into a printing business. Now, even when I had all the money that I could have had, you go back to my YouTube videos, I was already buying printing equipment. So it was something I wanted to do already, right? Number two is mind your fucking business. Whatever doesn't pertain to you, whatever is not for your life, mind your business and just live your life, man. Like, stop worrying about other people, other situations. And number three is pretty much, you gotta sit back and start analyzing things instead of being so reactive like me. The first thing I do when someone talks shit is I go back and I try to go blow for blow. This is a little double room. My master bedroom. Very nice. Very nice. Now I'm actually very, very hungry, so I'm about to go grab something to eat.
In November 2019, 30 federal agents raided his home. They seized $6 million in cash, his entire car collection, and frozen his accounts, leaving a man worth $50 million with only $12 in his pocket.
So you can go watch this YouTube video. It comes out in the news tonight. That's one of my neighbors. He's actually a really nice person. That's them in my house. Hold on, before I continue, the reason why I couldn't post the videos is because the first thing they did was knock out my cable. Then they took all of my surveillance equipment. So people say, oh, but it's in the cloud. I don't have Ring. I have a real security system. People keep saying it's in the cloud. Like, all you guys are like IT experts all of a sudden and shit.
Let me explain the legal outcome of this case. While Omar argued that he was exploiting a gray area in copyright law, the government charged him with conspiracy, copyright infringement, wire fraud, and money laundering. After years of maintaining his innocence, he eventually pleaded guilty. In 2023, he was sentenced to 66 months in federal prison in order to pay $16 million in restitution to the cable companies he had bypassed.
You know, I don't think I ever did anything wrong. Obviously, I was running businesses wide open in the public. So now we just got to see. We're going to have our day in court now. So finally, you know, I get to not be depressed, not be stressed out anymore. Now I get my day in court.
Was this arrest a relief for you?
It was 100% a relief because I didn't know what was going on for 2 years. No answers, no nothing. You know, depressed. You know, a lot of depression comes behind this. They don't know, man. When they do things like this, they take people's livelihoods. You know, so this is sort of a big relief for me. Obviously.
You look like you're doing pretty good.
Oh, and look, they said that everything that I've done was criminally. And back again, we're back to flourishing again with other business ventures, which means that, you know, I've always done something right, you know? I just feel like, you know, I found a loophole, I ran through it, and I did great.
However, even while he served his time, the story of Omi In a Hellcat has one final unbelievable layer. Here's the twist. Despite the government seizing $30 million in assets, he claims he is far from broke. In a recent interview from prison, he revealed that he managed to freeze a secret fortune before the authorities could reach it. He claims he has $28 million tucked away in a legal structure that will become accessible in November 2026.
Asset-wise, right now, I'm good, right? So I froze a lot of money. The thing is that when I froze my money, right, I froze it until November 2025. So I would have had $28 million that unfroze as of November of 2025. Now I have to wait until November of 2026 so that money can, because I have to sign off for that money.
For 30 million, 28 million.
28 million, a little under 30.
And there's nothing the feds could do.
No, it's not. No, not for that. That was all legit money that was made. But I put away money. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank God.
To where that money can't be froze. So you put it away yourself so they can't freeze it.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing is, if I didn't have that, then I would have came home to absolutely nothing.
Omi was released from his federal sentence in January 2026, and he is now counting down the final months until November. This is the date he claims the timer expires on his self-initiated freeze, potentially granting him access to a hidden $28 million homecoming that he says the authorities could never touch. This leads us to the real question. Do you believe he's telling the truth about this hidden fortune, or is it just a story? If the money is real, do you think he has what it takes to pivot into a 100% legitimate business and rise to the top once again? Click like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Also make sure to watch this next video to see how Omi's girlfriend robbed him blind while he was in prison.